What's going on, my Jack brother? Coach Scott here. In today's video, I would love to know, are you overcomplicating fat loss? Are you making it harder on yourself than it needs to be? And more important, I'm going to share how you can simplify the fat loss process so you can finally achieve your physique goals. Now, for myself personally, the number one reason I've been able to get lean and stay lean all these years is because I keep things simple and fun. It's not because I'm using a bunch of different hacks or following any kind of weird tricks or chasing after any kind of shiny object out there. I keep things simple. Now, if you watched my last video, you saw that when my coaching clients, Aaron, came to visit me for 3 days, we got in some killer workouts and he got to see firsthand how I live this lifestyle. And upon returning home, he sent me a text message saying that he realizes now that he's been stepping over dollars to pick up pennies. He went into the Jack with 40 Club and just reassured everybody that basically what you see is what you get, that I truly practice what I preach, that I truly keep things simple and fun. I am living my life to the fullest. I am soaking up every aspect of this process. And what Aaron meant in that text message to me is that instead of focusing most of his attention on the few important things that are going to be responsible for almost all of his transformation and success, he's been stepping over those dollar bills and focusing most of his attention on the little hacks, the pennies, in an effort to optimize his lifestyle. And all of those little hacks have value, but like a penny, you need to incorporate and gather a lot of those hacks in order to add up to a dollar bill. Those few important things, they're gonna have the most bang for the buck when it comes to the transformation process. Now, Aaron certainly isn't alone in this. In fact, I'd say he's among the majority who are doing the exact same thing. Could probably blame it on the fitness industry for always pumping out content about these little hacks here, but that's the sexy stuff that captures people's attention. You're thinking to yourself, man, like, how come I'm struggling to lose fat? Oh, shiny object there. Maybe it's that little hack that is the only thing that I've been missing here. It's the missing piece to the puzzle. Once I start incorporating that, boom, I'm gonna magically achieve my physique goal here. And that's why I'm always receiving these types of questions, whether it's from subscribers or new coaching clients asking me whether they should do fasted cardio, whether they should lift lighter weights for higher repetitions and shorter rest periods, doing some sort of metabolic resistance training, whether they should be eating certain fat burning foods or eating within a certain window and fasting the rest of the time, or whether they should be taking cold showers or exposing their balls to sunlight or red light or even icing their balls. I mean, all of those little hacks, they can have an impact. They can add up if you're incorporating a few things, but don't look at those first before you master the few things that are gonna have the biggest impact on your fat loss success. First, let's focus on what matters most when it comes to your diet, where the majority of your results are gonna come from. And that is being in a consistent calorie deficit. Whether you're tracking your calories, tracking your macros, controlling your portion sizes, counting points, or simply following a meal plan, what's gonna matter most, what's gonna make it most effective is that you are in a consistent calorie deficit. Now, as a coach, I do encourage you to initially track your calories. It is an educational, eye-opening experience, and I encourage you to do so with a heightened sense of awareness. And I encourage you to begin by simply eating the foods that you normally eat and fitting those to your calorie target and paying attention to how satiated you feel after each meal, how satiated you feel at the end of the day. Are you going to bed feeling just a little bit hungry? And that's a good sign that you are in fat burning mode. You're likely in a calorie deficit. Or are you going to bed still feeling a little bit full and need to make some adjustments? And this is where, I mean, it's what makes it a lifestyle approach. You want to work with your natural eating tendencies and build upon them. This is where the fun part comes. After you start tracking your calories, how can you improve upon what you're eating? So if you followed one of the recent videos where I shared 7 different success stories from some of my coaching clients, you saw that Frank was used to eating Taco Bell multiple times a week and having craft beers many days out of the week. And whenever he had craft beers, it's likely at least 6 was a minimum there. And what you realize is that, all right, some of these foods aren't worth it. Like, how can I improve upon this? Like, if I remove Taco Bell, that is like, basically I have one meal at Taco Bell, that's my entire daily calorie intake, that's not really satiating me. What foods do I like and enjoy that I can kind of incorporate here that are going to satisfy me a lot more and still gain joy from the eating experience, gain pleasure from each meal that I consume, and at the end of the day feel even better because I am more satiated, from like high quality nutrient rich foods that fill my stomach. And that's really the foundation of a lot of the diet books out there. Even if they say like calorie counting doesn't work, they kind of trick you into being in a calorie deficit because the meals that you're consuming are more filling, they're more satiating, especially if they're focused on like whole natural nutrient rich foods. I mean, it's the biggest reason why like the Mediterranean diet continues to be one of the most successful diet plans out there. I mean, it's based on whole natural nutrient rich foods. You got the lean proteins in there and lots of veggies, even like paleo, lean proteins, lots of veggies. Again, they're like, they kind of focus on the, well, the reason paleo works is because you're avoiding these certain foods here that our cavemen didn't eat or think. No, it's because the reason it's working for you is because you're eating more lean proteins and vegetables. Doesn't matter what time they ever came into our civilization here. It's great quality foods that you're consuming. And the reason why intermittent fasting may work for a lot of people too is that it shortens that window, the eating window. And then when you're eating, like you're full, like it's oftentimes larger meals that fill you up. And then you can kind of go an extended period of time without eating afterwards because you are so full, you are so satiated. Like one of my big rules of thumb is like trying to have a lean protein and lots of veggies with each and every meal that you consume. Like my most satiating meal, like the second meal of the day, I have 4 free range eggs. On the side, I'll have a whole bunch of veggies. I mean, those two things right there fill me up. That's a lot of volume in my stomach and not a lot of calories. Like veggie, you can eat tons and tons and tons of veggies. They're not gonna add up to a whole lot of calories. They're not going to put much of a dent into your calorie target for the day, so it leaves a lot of room for other foods that you can consume. And I also have the oats, which I find personally filling, along with berries in there as well. Dinner, I'll always have a lean protein and veggies too. So those are little tricks that consume, but it really pays attention. It really pays to pay attention to, again, how you have that heightened sense of awareness. Are you better? Like, do you prefer? Do you naturally don't enjoy breakfast? You're not hungry in the morning. You can delay your breakfast. You can kind of shorten that window, that eating window there, and that's going to help you stick to your diet a lot better. For myself personally, I enjoy going to bed feeling light. I sleep better when it's been a few hours since I've previously eaten, where other people, they say that they sleep better if they eat closer to bedtime. So it's really important to pay attention to that. Pay attention to, like, while you're tracking your calories, which I find most important. I don't want you to stress over macros or anything like that. But pay attention. Like, when maybe there's a day where your protein intake is higher and like, wow, I feel way more satiated today than previous days. Or maybe your carbs are a little bit lower one day and you're like, man, I just don't have the energy to give the best of myself to the activities, to my workouts, to everything I'm doing throughout the day. So it just have that heightened sense of awareness, pay attention to the data, don't stress over it, but use it as feedback to what allows you to thrive and feel alive. Now let's focus on what's most important when it comes to your workouts. There certainly are no fat burning workouts out there. Don't get caught up on the EPOC, the exercise, post-exercise oxygen consumption, or how many calories you're gonna burn after your workouts. Like, that's all means nothing. It's like small, little, absolute minutia there. Don't feel like you need to do higher reps, lighter weights, shorter rest periods. None of that's really going to have an impact on your fat loss. Your weight training should be exactly the same, whether you're in fat loss mode, muscle building mode, or maintenance mode. Just pay attention to the muscle damage, to how well you're recovering from your training, and most important, have fun. Do splits, do training that brings great joy to your life. Don't get caught up on minutia. Just have fun with your training and give your best effort to each and every training session. What kind of workout is going to have you walking out of the gym feeling empowered, feeling victorious, and not beat down and defeated at the end of your training session? And last but not least, let's focus on what is most important when it comes to your lifestyle. You guys hear me drilling it home all the freaking time. Sleep should always be your #1 priority. Just received a message from one of my coaching clients who is used to getting like maybe 6.5 hours sleep or anything, and getting by. You can survive, you get through the day, but he actually got like 8 hours of sleep. It's like, oh my God, like my workouts were so much better. I'm just able to give the best of myself to all that I'm doing throughout the day. Mental focus, mental clarity, my mood, everything is so much better when you're getting an adequate amount of sleep each and every day. So make sleep your top priority. Again, you don't need to get caught up in minutia. I do recommend that you establish a great evening routine that's going to allow you to wind down at the end of the day, to calm your mind, to calm your body, get you ready for a great night's sleep. I think it's a great idea to have a consistent sleep-wake schedule. But again, those aren't really hacks. Those are just like how you should be living your life in in general. Again, it's not just for fat loss, it's about living your life to the fullest from here on out. And other things when it comes to just your activities, don't get hung up on what's the best fat burning cardio, what are the best activities you should be doing to burn fat. Do activities that bring great joy to your life, guys. I don't care how many calories I'm burning out on the paddleboard. I don't care how many calories I'm burning walking chief or riding my bike or doing yoga or doing my workouts or just doing anything in general. It's all about living my life to the fullest. Life is an adventure and I just want to explore. I want to be moving as much as possible. And again, at my stand-up desk, I love it. I feel so much better when I'm just on my feet working. I'm more focused. I have a lot more mental clarity. I'm way more productive being on my feet. As soon as I sit down, it kind of changes your physiology and your mentality as well, your psychology. So just the more you can move, the better. Again, it doesn't have to be exercises that beat you down, incorporating the low intensity stuff with some higher intensity stuff. But again, the bottom line, doing things that bring great joy to your life. That is it, guys. I keep it simple. This, as I said, raw and real on these videos. What you see is what you get with my lifestyle. I do not overcomplicate anything. Yeah, I start, once I've mastered the fundamentals. I've mastered those important things. And then this is the point where you can start, well, I'm gonna try this little hack here and see how it has an impact on me. I'm gonna try this little supplement here, see if that has a positive impact on my energy, my overall well-being. But you don't wanna focus on the pennies first. You wanna make sure you picked up every dollar bill there is around before you start reaching for those pennies. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please do me a favor and smash that thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate it. If you want some more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that alert button so you're notified each time I upload a video. If you know a fellow bro who would benefit from watching today's video, please do me a favor and share it with them. But more than anything, I'd love to hear from you down in the comment section below. Share your thoughts, share your insights, share your feedback and your own personal experiences. Have you been mastering the fundamentals or are you overcomplicating the fat loss process? Let me know down in the comment section. Before you go, don't forget to download your free guide, Lose Fat, Get Jacked. Have yourself an amazing day. Catch you in the next video.